While designing beautiful UI is crucial, it's equally essential to master the art of prototyping. With Figma, unleash your creativity and bring your ideas to life seamlessly. Beautiful UI is enchanting, but adding life to it elevates the experience. Motion, animation, and immersive interactions transform static designs into captivating stories that engage and guide users. Let's infuse our creations with soul, breathing emotion and wonder into every pixel, forging deep connections and leaving lasting impressions. We will explore LeiaPix Converter, a software tool designed to convert 2D images and videos into holographic content. The converter utilizes Leia's diffractive light field backlighting technology to create a sense of depth and dimensionality in the content, providing a unique and immersive visual experience. Animations can add a touch of interactivity and visual interest to your designs, making them more engaging and dynamic. We will add outline animation using interactive components. I will guide you through the process of creating an outline animation that triggers when hovering over an element and returns to its initial state when the mouse leaves. Get ready to captivate and inspire your audience like never before. Lastly, discover why a well-designed sign-up page is crucial for success. It's all about leaving a lasting first impression, enhancing the user experience, boosting conversion rates, and gathering valuable user data. Get ready to captivate your audience, build trust, and unlock the full potential of your website or application. We will then turn the modal interactive by adding overlay prototypes. These overlays provide additional context or information without navigating away from the current screen and simulate real user experiences. So let's begin. To find all the prompts I share, you will find it in my Figma file. Copy the prompt and go to Midjourney Discord. Then type image prompt and paste the prompt. So here is your generate image. You'll see a grid of 4 images. If you're not satisfied with the result, you can always click on Generate More. Let's take a look at the new image we've generated. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the eyes in this one. I prefer the first image we generated. You can still generate more images and also modify the prompt to get different results. You can also create your own prompt. If you're not familiar with prompts, I'm here to guide you. My trick is to go to the Explore section in the Midjourney website, write down what you're specifically looking for, and then copy the prompt. Go to the Midjourney Discord to render the image and type Imagine Prompt, then paste your prompt. You'll see a grid of 4 images, and if you like one or more of them, you can click the U button. If you're not satisfied with the result, you can always click on Generate More. You can modify the prompt by adding specific words. For example, it's written a sports car. You can specify the exact car that you want, such as Bugatti. Also, if you want to see flames behind the car, be sure to include these details in the prompt to get the exact result you want. Here is the new image we've generated with the new detail that we just added. I very like the 4th image, so I'm going to click on the U4 button and Midjourney will upscale the image. You can also generate more until you find the perfect image. Now you have your upscale image. It will save automatically in your Midjourney account. Go back to your Midjourney account. You will find your image in the Home section, then click on the 3 points icons and select Save Image. Once you've found the perfect image and saved it, we'll head over to the LeiaPix Converter website. This amazing tool enables us to transform your favorite images into captivating depth animations. By adding depth to your visuals, this powerful tool brings a whole new dimension, making them come to life in breathtaking ways. Unleash the full potential of your images and create stunning animated experiences that captivate and engage your audience. With LeiaPix Converter, the possibilities are endless and your creations are only limited by your imagination. You must create an account. Once you have registered, click on Upload an Image. Select your image and then upload it. Now I'll show you how to use this cool tool. You'll see it's super easy. Go to Edit Mode in the menu on the left. You have options such as animation length, animation style, amount of motion, focus point, Edge Dilation, and Advanced Editor. We're going to start with the animation length. This setting determines the duration of the animation. You can choose a length between 1 and 6 seconds. If you'd like to follow along with my course, I recommend setting your animation to 5 seconds. This duration will give your animation a nice steady pace without it feeling rushed. Now select the animation style. This option lets you select the style of animation you want to apply to your image. The available styles are as follows. Horizontal creates a horizontal animation effect. Wide circle produces a circular animation with a wider radius. Circle creates a circular animation. Tall circle generates a circular animation with a taller shape. Vertical creates a vertical animation effect. Perspective applies a perspective-based animation effect. In my case, I've decided to go with the last perspective as it suits my vision best. Feel free to experiment with these styles and find the one that resonates with your project. Now, select the amount of motion option. This setting allows you to control the intensity or amount of motion in the animation. You can choose from 3 options. Less produces a subtle or minimal motion effect. Regular applies a moderate amount of motion. More generates a higher intensity of motion. We're going to apply the regular motion. Now, select the focus point. This option determines the focal point or area of focus in the animation. You can choose from 3 options. Close sets the focus point closer to the viewer. Center positions the focus point at the center of the animation. Far sets the focus point further away from the viewer. Choose the close focus point if you want to create a pronounced sense of depth and bring objects closer to the viewer. This option works well when you want to emphasize certain elements in the animation and make them appear more prominent. It can add a sense of immediacy and impact to your visuals. Select the center focus point if you want to distribute the focus evenly across the animation. This option keeps the viewer's attention centered and balanced, making it suitable for animations with a symmetrical or evenly distributed composition. It provides a more balanced and uniform depth effect. Opt for the far focus point if you want to create a sense of depth that extends into the distance. This option can make objects in the animation appear farther away and create a vast or expansive visual experience. It works well for creating a sense of scale and depth in landscapes or scenes with a distant horizon. We're going to opt for the center focus point. The center focus point helps maintain visual balance and symmetry within the animation and create an equidistant depth effect, where objects both near and far from the viewer appear to have a similar level of prominence. Now go to Edge Dilation. This setting controls the edge dilation effect in the animation. It adjusts the amount of expansion or contraction applied to the edges of the image. You can choose from 4 levels of dilation: 0.0, 0.5, 1.0, and 1.5. Usually, a dilation of 0.0 means no dilation will be performed, leaving the edges unchanged. As you can see from our image, the effect is not good at all. We can see the expanding edges. A factor of 0.5 would apply a mild dilation, expanding the edges slightly. But with this image, 0.5 is the best option because no dilation is performed and leaves the edges unchanged. So it depends on the image. Then when you increase the factor to 1.0 and 1.5, the dilation effect becomes more pronounced, resulting in a more significant expansion of the edges. The choice of the dilation level depends on the desired outcome and the characteristics of the image. In our case, 0.5 is the best option for us. Let's select the Advanced Editor. This option provides an advanced editing interface that allows for more detailed customization of the animation. It offers additional controls and settings to fine-tune the animation according to your preferences. The Amplitude X. This parameter controls the extent or strength of the animation's movement along the x-axis, which means the horizontal direction. Adjusting the Amplitude X value will determine how far the animation moves from side to side. The Amplitude Y. This parameter controls the extent or strength of the animation's movement along the y-axis, which means the vertical direction. Modifying the amplitude Y value will determine how far the animation moves up and down. The amplitude Z. This parameter controls the extent or strength of the animation's movement along the Z-axis, which means the depth or forward-backward direction. Changing the amplitude Z value will determine how far the animation moves closer to the viewer or recedes into the distance. The phase X. This parameter controls the timing or phase of the animation's movement along the X-axis. Adjusting the phase X value will determine at what point the animation starts its movement from side to side. The phase Y. This parameter controls the timing or phase of the animation's movement along the Y-axis. Modifying the phase Y value will determine at what point the animation starts its movement up and down. The phase Z. This parameter controls the timing or phase of the animation's movement along the Z-axis. Changing the phase Z value will determine at what point the animation starts moving closer to the viewer or receding into the distance. Now let's adjust the parameters to achieve the desired effect in my animation. The amplitude X. I have chosen the middle option because I want the animation to move in the center rather than from side to side. The amplitude Y. I have selected 0 because I don't want my animation to move up and down. It makes me feel nauseous. The amplitude Z. I have opted for the center option. For the phase X and Y, I have selected none, which corresponds to 0. Lastly, for the phase Z, I have chosen 1/4. Alright, let's take the next steps. First, click on Go Back. Great! Now click on Share and select Save to MP4. Here's the thing though. When you save your image in MP4 format, it might lose some quality and end up looking a bit blurry. But hey, no need to fret. I've got a nifty trick up my sleeve to help you out. We can cheat a little by using a studio recording software like ScreenFlow or Screen Studios. But I think we have to pay, so we're going to use QuickTime Player instead. Go to File and select New Screen Recording. You will notice a setting at the bottom of your screen. Right now, you cannot see it on my screen because at the moment I'm using my laptop and my studio display, and the setting is appearing on my laptop. So, you have two options. The first option is to record the entire screen, while the second option is to record a selected portion. Choose the selected portion option, and then frame the specific area that you wish to record. Then, just record your screen with that software and click on Stop at the top when you're done. By doing so, we'll be able to maintain better image quality and keep those pesky blurriness issues at bay. So here is your animation without any loss in quality. Pretty neat trick, right? Then, we're going to add some cool effect using the CapCut tool, which is a really cool app for editing videos. It was made by the same company that created TikTok and Douyin, so you know it's got some great features. With CapCut, you can create and edit videos using lots of different tools. You can cut, trim, and merge your videos easily. Plus, you can add cool effects, filters, text, and even music to make your videos more awesome. You have the option to either download the Mac app or edit videos online. The choice is yours. Afterward, you will need to sign up. I'm going to use the app version for Mac, so open your CapCut app and click on New Project. But first, I need to log in. Now let's explore its features. You have options such as media, audio, text, stickers, effects, transitions, filters, and adjusting options. You will see that this tool is pretty simple and easy to use. So you will be automatically in the media section. This feature allows you to import media files such as videos, photos, and audio clips into the editor. You can add these files to your timeline and work with them in your editing project. So let's import the animation that we just created in the LeiaPix converter. The audio feature enables you to edit and manipulate the audio within your videos. You can add background music, trim or cut audio clips, adjust volume levels, and apply other audio effects to enhance the overall sound quality of your videos. However, for our project, we don't need any audio adjustments. First, go back to Media and drag our animation here to start to edit. Then, go to the text section, which allows you to add text elements to your videos. You can choose from different fonts, sizes, colors, and styles to create titles, captions, or any other textual elements you want to include in your videos. Additionally, you can customize the position, duration, and animation of the text to achieve the desired visual effect. However, for our project, we won't be using any text. With the sticker feature, you can add stickers or images to your videos. These stickers can be emojis, icons, graphics, or any other visual elements that you want to overlay onto your video footage. You can resize, rotate, and position stickers on the video timeline to create fun and engaging visual effects. Let me delete the sticker since we won't need it, and then we can move on to the effects. The effects feature offers a wide range of visual effects that you can apply to your videos. These effects can enhance the colors, contrast, saturation, or other aspects of your video footage. Moreover, you can apply filters, transitions, and various creative effects to give your videos a unique and polished look. Enjoy experimenting with the effects to find the ones that work best for your animation. In our project, simply scroll down until you come across the Spark category, and then select Spark 1 from the available options. Click on the plus button, and it will automatically add the effect to the timeline. Then stretch it to the right until it reaches the end of the animation. Then click on play to preview your animation. However, feel free to explore further and choose what works best for you. If you have selected a different image, it's important to note that the same effect might not work as well. So don't hesitate to explore and find the perfect fit. Have fun! Transitions are effects that are applied between two video clips to create a smooth and seamless transition from one scene to another. However, for our project, since we only have one animation, we won't be needing transitions. But if you're working on your personal project or work, you can experiment with two videos and explore the variety of transition options CapCut provides. You can choose from options like fade, dissolve, slide, zoom, and more. Customize the duration and other parameters to achieve the desired visual effect between your video clips. Filters are visual effects that can be applied to your video clips to change their overall look and mood. CapCut offers a collection of filters with different color tones and styles. You can choose a filter that best suits the atmosphere you want to create in your video and apply it to enhance the visual appeal of your footage. And then, you have various adjustment tools to refine and enhance your video clips. These options allow you to modify parameters such as brightness, contrast, saturation, hue, and more. By adjusting these settings, you can fine-tune the colors and visual characteristics of your videos to achieve the desired aesthetic. So, I'm going to remove the custom adjustment since I only needed to add an effect. After that, I'll click on the Export button. It's crucial to choose the 4K resolution and MP4 format. Once selected, we can proceed to export our animation. Click on Open Folder. UVideo is saved on the CapCut documents. Now let's preview our new animation. It's amazing, right? Start by creating a new Figma project if you prefer to work on your own, or open the design file I have provided. Bring your animation into your canvas and ensure that your design is prepared and organized with the elements you wish to animate. On my page, I have already taken care of everything for you, including prompts, designs, and even my own animation. Next, we'll flip our animation horizontally to ensure that my text appears on the left-hand side without obscuring the girl's face. Select the animation, right-click and click on Flip Horizontal. This simple adjustment solves the problem effectively. Additionally, we'll proceed to scale down the animation, press on K on your keyboard, set the width size to 1840, then go to the height size, set to 1031, and make sure to remove the chain. We're going to create interactive components with variants. Click on the Create component and then click on Add Variant. This feature allows you to establish prototype interactions between different variants within a component set. Whenever you add an instance of the component to your designs, the interactions are automatically set up and functional. This not only saves you time during prototype creation, but also helps avoid unnecessary complexity in your design process. In prototype mode, we're going to disable audio playback for the parent component to ensure that audio is not played automatically when interacting with the prototype. However, we're not going to disable audio for the variant component. The reason for disabling audio play for the parent component while keeping it enabled for the child component is to create an interactive effect where the animation starts playing when the user hovers over the component. To set up this interaction, follow these steps. Select the parent component and click on the plus icon to create an interaction. Drag the interaction to the variant component. A setting will appear. In the setting, choose While Hovering and select the Instant option. This means that when the mouse enters the hover area, the animation triggers and begins playing. Next, set up the interaction for when the mouse leaves the hover area. Select the variant component and click on the plus icon to create a new interaction. Drag this interaction to the parent component. Choose the mouse leave option. This ensures that when the mouse exits the hover area, the animation stops. To make the prototype work, we need to place our animation within a frame. Copy the default component. Paste the component onto the canvas. Right-click on the pasted component and select Frame Selection. Click on the Play button to preview your prototype. So we achieve the desired interactive effect where the animation starts playing when hovering and stops when the mouse leaves the hover area. We've reached the end of this section. By now, you've gained the skills to animate your images using the fantastic tools I introduced, LeiaPix and CapCut. It's amazing how simple and effortless it was to bring your image to life, right? Now, get ready for the next thrilling step, creating an outline animation together. We're going to learn how to create an outline animation using interactive components. Animations can add a touch of interactivity and visual interest to your designs, making them more engaging and dynamic. In this section, I will guide you through the process of creating an outline animation that triggers when hovering over an element and returns to its initial state when the mouse leaves. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have the knowledge to incorporate these interactive and animated elements into your Figma prototypes, bringing your designs to life. Lastly, we learned how to animate our image. But before we get started, let's begin by selecting the landing page design in dark mode and replacing the existing image with the animation we created in the previous section. Once that's done, we'll maintain the same design but shift our focus to animating the outline of the 3 cards located at the bottom sheet. We'll duplicate the 3 cards and move to another section called the component page. I will demonstrate how to animate the outline of the first card, and then it will be your task to apply the same animation to the remaining 2 cards. Consider this as a homework or exercise to reinforce what you've learned. Feel free to rewind or pause the video if needed. Now, let's dive into the component part. We're going to create an interactive component with variants, just like we did with the animated image in the previous section. Select the first card and click on Create Component in the toolbar at the top. Then, click on the plus icon to add variant. We'll modify the outlines for both the default component and its variant. Our goal is to create an effect where the outline starts on the right side and then changes direction to the left. To achieve this effect, we need to make adjustments to the outlines. Select the parent component and navigate to the stroke section. You will find 2 linear gradients. Choose the second gradient and keep the color white, but adjust the opacity. Set the opacity at the top to 60% and ensure it transitions to 100% at the bottom. Make sure the blending mode is set to overlay. Next, select the first linear gradient and change the blend mode to normal and the gradient to angular. Now let's add colors to our gradient by clicking on the spot where we want the color to appear. To start, I'll add my first color to the top middle of my oval, which is 3, 7, F4, F, and 4. Make sure to set the opacity to 100% for this color. I'm going to add 2 more colors, one to the top right and one to the top left. The color for both spots is 3, 3, 4, 2, F, and F, but this time we're going to reduce the opacity to 0%. You'll notice that even with the opacity set to 0%, the colors will still be visible, albeit in a subtle way. We'll now add 2 stop colors, one to the bottom right and one to the bottom left. The color for both stops will be black, and we'll set the opacity to 10%. In the stroke section next to angular, make sure to set the opacity to 100%. Once you have added colors to your angular gradient, you can adjust the gradient's angle by clicking on the rotation handle located at the bottom of the gradient bar. Simply drag this handle to rotate the gradient in any desired direction. In this case, we'll rotate the gradient until our color accent is positioned in the left-hand corner. We're going to copy the properties of the first outline. Right-click on it and select Copy Properties. Then right-click on the variant and choose Paste Properties. Be sure to paste it onto the base layer, which is the rectangle. For the variant, let's rotate the angular gradient to the right. Ensure that the color accent stops at the right-hand corner. Now let's switch to the prototype mode located at the top of the right-hand menu. Here we'll focus on creating connections, adding interactions, and animations to our prototype. To create a connection, start by selecting the parent component. Then, click on the plus icon located on the border of the selected objects. Drag your cursor to the destination, which in this case is the variant. This establishes a connection between the two cards. Once the connection is created, the interaction detail panel will appear. Here you can specify the details for the interaction. For the trigger, select while hovering. This choice ensures that the outline animation occurs only when the user's cursor hovers over the card. Next, choose Instant for the animation type. This option enables an immediate and seamless transition for the animation effect. Now let's create another interaction that stops the outline animation when the mouse leaves the cards. Select the variant and click on the plus icon. Then drag your cursor to the component. This establishes the connection between the two cards. In the Interaction Detail panel, you will see various options. Select Mouse Leave as the interaction type. This choice ensures that the outline animation stops when the user's mouse cursor leaves the component. Additionally, choose Instant as the animation type to achieve an immediate and seamless transition effect. Now, it's time to test our prototype and evaluate its functionality. We'll assess how well it works and determine if any adjustments are necessary. Copy the parent component and then paste to our design. Click on the Play button located in the toolbar to preview of the animation. Now you can see it in action. The outline animates when we hover over it. Now, let's repeat the same process with the remaining two cards. Put your card in a component and add a variant. Copy the properties from the outline of the card we worked on together to avoid manually redoing them. Then, paste the properties to the other two card bases. Next, do the same for the variant. Copy the properties from the outline of the variant and paste them to the other two variants. After that, activate prototype mode. Select the component and choose the while hovering interaction. Then for the variant, select the mouse leave option. Repeat the same process for the last component and variant. Then, copy the components and paste them into your design. That's it! You've completed the process for all the cards. Now, we can preview our prototype. So everything is working, we can move to the next step. The next step is to animate the outline, the update layout. We are going to repeat the same steps. Copy the update layout and bring it into the component page. Place it within a component and add a variant. The outline has already been completed for the parent component. Now we just need to do it for the variant. Select the variant and enter the angular settings. Make adjustments to the colors by moving the stop colors accordingly. Also, you can modify the angle of the angular gradient. Once you're satisfied with the variant, copy its properties and paste them onto the other list layouts. Next, let's repeat the same process for the interactions. Switch to prototype mode and establish a connection between the parent component and the child variant. select while hovering as the interaction type and choose instant as the animation. Now focus on the child variant and create a connection back to its parent. This time select mouse leave as the interaction and again set the animation to instant. Copy the parent component and then paste to your design. Now let's preview it. Great! The interactive component is working perfectly. Later in the course, we will also learn how to animate buttons. Now, the only task left is to animate the outlines in the page notification. This will be assigned to you as a homework task or exercise. Congratulations on successfully learning how to create an outline animation using interactive components with variants in Figma. Feel free to explore various animation options, experiment with timing and easing, and incorporate these techniques into your own projects. By practicing continuously, you will further enhance your prototyping skills in Figma. In the next section, we will focus on designing the sign-up page, and I will guide you through creating the model and setting up the prototype. In our previous section, we covered how to bring our images to life and animate the outline. Now let's move on to designing the sign-up layout using images from Midjourney and leveraging the auto layout feature. Furthermore, we'll guide you through the exciting process of creating overlay prototypes in Figma. These prototypes empower you to build interactive models, tooltips, and drop-down menus that significantly enhance user engagement. We're going to work on this stunning image created by Midjourney. I'll give you the prompt, and then you can hop over to the Midjourney Discord to render the images on your own. Alternatively, you can use the same image as me if you prefer. All the prompts I share can be found in my Figma file, so you won't miss a thing. Go to the Midjourney Discord and type /imagine prompt to bring up the prompt input. Paste your desired prompt, and you will be presented with a grid of 4 images. To generate an upscaled version of an image, simply click on the U button or generate more images by clicking on the respective option. Okay, let's go through the process step by step. First, you need to pick an image. Second, we'll design the sign-up layout. And finally, the third step is to create the overlay. Now let's focus on creating our sign-up layout. To begin, press the T key to activate the text tool. Next, type sign up using the interfont and make it bold with a size of 40. Then, we'll set the alignment to left and enable auto width. Lastly, be sure to select the dark primary color style for the text. For the subtitle, let's start by duplicating the text. Then change the duplicated text to say, sign up now and get access to exclusive content using the body to text style. Lastly, make sure to apply the dark secondary color style to the subtitle. To proceed, once again press the T key and type email address using the interfont. Set the font size to 16 and choose the medium weight option. You can opt for either the primary color or white color for the text. Press the T key and type name@email.com. Set the font weight to regular. Set the alignment to left and enable auto width. Lastly, reduce the opacity of the text layer to 30% to achieve the desired transparency effect. To add auto layout, right-click on the selected elements and choose Add Auto Layout from the menu. In the auto layout properties, set the alignment to align left in the center. Adjust the spacing between items to 4, horizontal padding to 16, and vertical padding to 4. Now, in the frame properties, select a fixed width of 320 and a fixed height of 44. Set the corner radius to 10 to give it a rounded appearance. For the fill, choose the linear option. Set the color to white and set the opacity at the top to 0% and at the bottom to 100%. Choose the blend mode as overlay. Then reduce the opacity of the linear fill to 20%. Add a stroke with a white color, select the blend mode as overlay, and set the stroke opacity to 60%. Lastly, apply a background blur effect with a strength of 30. Select the text layer that contains email address and also select the frame layer. Press Shift+A to add auto layout. Adjust the spacing between items to 8. Name the layer as form. Duplicate the layer and change the text to password. Use *6 times to represent the password. We'll copy the password field and remove it from the auto layout. We'll name it Sign Up button. We'll change the text to Sign Up. In the auto layout section, we're going to put 0 to the padding and set the alignment in the center. Select the dark primary color style and the subtitle 1 text style. Go to the design page and we'll take the Generate Image button from the landing page in dark mode. Then we will copy and paste the button's properties into the new button. You can see that there's a glow below the button. I'll ungroup everything else to avoid redoing it and keep only the glow layer. I'll put it under my new button. Then I'll extend it to the right to cover the length of my button. Now, we'll add some text to the top of the button. Press on T and type, "Forgot your password, reset password." Select only Forgot Password and set to normal. We're going to keep Reset Password in semi-bold, but we'll change the color to 00 CFFD. Right? By clicking on Sign Up, you agree to our terms of service and privacy policy. Using the Caption 1 style, choose the dark secondary text color for a visually consistent and clear presentation. Go to the Asset and type Google button. Assets are components that can be reused in your designs, allowing you to enhance your workflow and save time. Select it and bring it into the canvas. Now we're going to create a separator between the text and the Google button. Press on T and write OR using the regular, and the size is 14. Press on R to activate the rectangle 2 and create a line of 120 by 0.5. Duplicate it and place it on the left. The text should be in the middle. Then set it in an auto layout. Now we're going to change the color. Select the text, reduce the opacity to 60%, and then, for the 2 lines, the color is white and reduce the opacity to 20%. In the auto layout, set 12 on the spacing between items and name by separator. Place the Google button under the separator. Next, we'll select everything and put it in an auto layout. Set 30 on the spacing between items, 100 on the horizontal padding, and 80 on the vertical padding. Fill with the color 1, F2, C6, and 4, and reduce the opacity to 70%. We'll navigate to the Midjourney prompts page to capture or use your own generated image. Insert the image onto the page you're currently working on. Next, press the R key to create a rectangle with dimensions of 544 by 784. Select both the rectangle and the image, then group them together and name the group Image. Position the rectangle layer at the bottom of the image and use it as a mask. Select the image group and the form frame, then apply Auto Layout. Ensure that the spacing between items is set to 0. In the frame section, choose Fill Container to fit the layout properly. Finally, navigate to the Auto Layout properties and select the Align Left option. We're going to name the layer by Sign Up Layout. Then we're going to set the corner radius to 20 and clip content. Now, let's add an outline to the layout. We will use the same outline as in the previous design. Choose Outline, Dark, Update List Color Style, and detach it so we can move the angle. Then we're going to add another color for the outline. Choose Solely with the color white, and choose Overlay for the blend mode. Our layout is now missing a bit of information. In other words, we're missing a text to initiate users to register. When you add text directly within an auto layout, it typically expands to accommodate the content. As a result, it may push other elements or create empty space, causing a gap in the layout. This behavior is a consequence of the automatic adjustment mechanism of auto layout. To overcome this issue, one approach is to separate the text from the auto layout. Then put the text with the image group to maintain the desired visual association and arrangement. I'm going to write, "Join a thriving community of creators" in semi-bold with a font size of 40. Additionally, I will write "with artificial intelligence" in regular font and a size of 20. Select the to text, add in auto layout, and the spacing between items is 32. We're going to put our text in the image group. Now we will apply a drop shadow effect. Set the Y offset to 100 and the blur radius to 100 using the color black with an opacity of 25%. Additionally, add another drop shadow effect with a Y offset of 40, a blur radius of 80, and a black color with an opacity of 50%. We need a closing button. Go to Asset, type Close button, and bring it into the design. It's very important that the close button layer is at the top of the frame, otherwise it'll go into the sign up layout. Then we're going to put the sign up layout and the close button in a frame and rename it by sign up. The spacing for the close button is 14 from the top and right. To proceed, let's enter the prototype mode in Figma. We'll return to our landing page where we previously animated our image and outline. This time, we'll focus on creating a modal using the overlay feature. We will establish a connection between the sign up button and the sign up layout. The triggering event will be a click action, meaning that when the user clicks on the button, the animation will be initiated. Instead of selecting Navigate to a frame, we will opt for Open Overlay. You have various positioning options available to determine the layout's placement, whether in the center, on the right, or on the left. In this case, we will choose the center position, as I want the sign-up layout to appear in the middle. I will explain these two features after. Now, let's delve into the animation options. You have three choices: Instant, Dissolve, and Move In. Instant. This animation type provides an immediate transition from the button click to the appearance of the sign-up layout. There are no visual effects or transitions involved, resulting in an instantaneous change. Dissolve. With the dissolve animation, the sign-up layout gradually fades into view upon clicking the sign-up button. This creates a smooth and gradual transition, giving a subtle and elegant effect to the appearance of the layout. And the last, Move In, which involves the sign-up layout sliding or moving into the designated position from a specific direction, such as the left, right, or bottom, upon clicking the button. We can close when clicking outside. This feature allows the sign-up layout to close when the user clicks anywhere outside of the overlay. It enhances user experience by providing an intuitive way to dismiss the sign-up form without needing to specifically locate a close button. Also, we can add background behind overlay. This feature involves adding a background layer behind the sign-up overlay. The purpose of this background is to visually separate the overlay from the rest of the page content, creating a focus on the sign-up form. It helps to emphasize the importance of the sign-up process and provides a clear visual boundary. So let's set the color to black with 80% opacity. As for the animation, we'll choose Dissolve with a gentle effect and a duration of 300 ms. Let's review our prototype. Now let's get our close button working. That when you click on the close button, it will close using the close overlay. To do this, let's select the close button. Then go to Hover in the prototype properties and select Close Overlay. Our button works perfectly, and we can now close the model by clicking on it. That's all for today. We've covered animating our image and outline, as well as creating a modal using overlays. If you're interested in continuing the prototype course, you can visit our Design Code website. There, you'll learn how to animate buttons, cards, scrolling, and sticky headers. You'll also have access to the complete design resources. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time.